What are your senses trying to tell you? This is the fourth out of 5 videos. As you know, excuse me, as you all know, we have 5 senses. We have the sense of seeing, the sense of hearing, smelling, tasting, and the sense of touch. And this is the reading with messages from the sense of taste. So, my father always said that good taste is divided into 2, as like your butt. You know, you can have good taste and you can have bad taste. I think it's something like that, he meant. But yeah, you have all heard the expression "bad." What gives you bad taste in your mouth? Or there's something that a feeling or situations that give you bad taste in your mouth, experiences that give you good taste in your mouth. When you I was sitting and puzzling a little bit about for example, how the food is presented. If you have watched cooking programs and cooking books, you can see that the pictures and of course the filming is made like this, that this dish, even if it's a really simple dish, it's with the lighting and the setting, it looks like an exquisite experience, right? And you can feel that the saliva in your mouth starts to come, and you can almost taste the delicious food. So so what does the taste in your mouth has to tell you? That is the question. So as you can see, I've pulled out, as always, 3 oracle cards with different messages. I'm not sure how both the sense of smell and the sense of taste. Maybe we don't focus so much on these 2. We focus very much on what we see and what we hear and what we feel, like the touch, or how events are feeling on our skin. For example, if you get a frightening incident, you get really cold, or if you get emotionally excited, you get very warm and sweaty, right? But the sense of smell and the sense of taste, we don't focus as much of it, but it's very important, because as I said, for example, when you're watching cooking programs or watching cookbooks, that what you see, you can almost taste, right? A delicious steak with a good sauce, for example, you really, it's so indicating that, intriguing, that you can almost taste the scent of it through the picture. So let's see. Taking action. I enthusiastically embrace life's boundless possibilities. So yeah, I feel that this is talking about trying new things. There are many people who are afraid of tasting something new. They eat the same shit each and every day. For example, in my home country, some years ago, we have a famous cook, and he was helping people to overcome their fears of trying something new, right? For example, many are I will say almost afraid of eating fish, because of the taste is of course different from meat, and of course the texture are also different from meat. And even vegetables, many are afraid of trying out new vegetables, especially if the vegetable give a smell like broccoli, like Brussels sprout, especially cabbage, that give a lot of strong smell. Now people are afraid of tasting it. So this is an encouragement for you to try out new things, to taste new things in your life. Don't be afraid. It's like, as I've said to my children, just one bite and you have to taste it. And if you don't like it, then of course, okay, you have tried it at least once. But you have to have a positive mindset about it, right? If you sit there and you already have decided that it would taste disgusting, then of course the experience will be disgusting. So next, compassion. Soften your heart with respect to this situation and all the people involved, including yourself. Yeah, so this is like you come home to someone and they have cooked a delicious meal, and they are serving something that you haven't tasted ever before, and you are a person that are afraid of expanding your horizon within food, especially, or even wine, or other types of drinks, right? Or eating in a certain way. You're used to maybe sit at the table eating with a fork and knife, and maybe you're just used to drinking water with your meal, right? And be polite when you try out new things, right? I feel that it's a little bit disrespectful to the cook that have used a lot of passion and put a lot of effort in to make this delicious meal, and they see that you just poke a little bit around on your plate. It's not dangerous to try out new things, right? They are not trying to poison you. Sensitivity. You're extra sensitive to energies and emotions right now. Honor yourself and your feelings. Of course, I have that in mind that many are sensitive, especially for spicy food. Me myself, I am very used to spicy food, not too spicy, but enough that it gives me a little kick, and it's not dangerous when you get used to it. You just add a little amount and then you increase, right? But some people are, of course, sensitive, and some people can't eat or drink um, things because of their ethnical culture. So, or the ethnical origin. So, for example, like Asian people. Asian people are highly sensitive, especially if they are from countries like Thailand, even China, and yeah, in those areas, Vietnam, Korea, they are highly sensitive towards wine. They are not good with wine. They can drink, of course, like rice spirit or beer, because that is what their body are used to. But wine, they are very sensitive to wine, and they get a red rash on their skin when they drink wine. So yeah, wine and Asian people are not a good mix. And of course you can be sensitive to other things like high levels of sugar. Of course, if you have an intolerance for something like gluten or lactose or yeah, many types of fruits, citric fruits especially, and also some oils. So honor yourself and your feelings, of course. You should be careful. But for those of you who are in general don't have any types of allergies, expand your horizon. Try out new things. It's not dangerous. So, yes, understanding, and understand how your body reacts when you taste something, and of course understand your origin, and of course understand your upbringing, because when I was a young child, this was in the late 70s, early 80s, we were, in my home country, we were not used to using a lot of spices, and at least not garlic, right? The only spice I reckon throughout my upbringing was salt and pepper. That was the interesting herbs. Now, when I throughout the 80s, fortunately, we got introduced to more garlic. We got introduced to more exotic spices. We started to eat more Italian food, for example, pizza, pasta, and soon time after we were introduced to Mexican food like tacos, etc., etc. And nowadays, taco is one of the most popular dishes in my home country. We even have a day named for this dish. It's called Taco Friday. So yeah, so it's very interesting how things have changed. And in my upbringing, we only drank water to our meal, and nowadays I guess we drink more juices, of course, and yeah, and the adults, they drink wine every day to their dinner. So that is something things have changed a lot. So understand your upbringing and understand your origin, why you are maybe afraid to taste new things and why you are sensitive to try out new things. So let's see if we can get some more messages from our sense of taste. Sorry for my little weak voice. Okay, this one. So we'll save the back at the end as always. And let's see. Breakthrough, yes. It's a breakthrough when you find out that you like something new and you wish to try out something new. For me, for example, a year ago I decided to stop eating meat. I have been a meat eater my entire life. I've lived a long life. and a year ago I decided fully and totally to stop eating meat, solely mostly trying to eat only vegetables and lentils, you know, what is it called, chickpeas, lentils, beans, like that, etc. And yeah, and I stopped drinking, totally stopped drinking alcohol. That is a breakthrough for me, because this is a highly a great change, because I've been a meat eater for yeah, many years. So maybe there is something for you too, when you acknowledge that you want to change something about your experience to food, if you want to change something about your taste. We have the star, and the last one, the 5 of Swords. Okay, and this is justice. Breakthrough is the justice card. So with that said, the comparison is of course to the sensitivity. Don't compare yourself. It's not a competition, you know, how to taste as much different things as possible, you know. It's not like someone is sitting and, oh, you're a chicken, you don't dare to try to taste this delicious, I don't know, fruit or something that you haven't heard about, a drink. Like, I watched the movie the other day, The Beach. This guy come to Bangkok. He's backpacking, and he meets a guy, and he asks him, well, what do you want? Do you want some girls? Do you want some do you want yeah, whatever, do you want to party, whatever. And then he says, do you want to try to drink snake blood, right? and then he said, snake blood, oh, what the H, I'm not interested in that. And then the guy said, oh, are you chicken, right? Are you afraid? And then he tries the snake blood. It's really disgusting. So yeah, don't compare yourself. Be wise with your body. I feel what you feel is not good for you often is not good for you. but you have to try out new things, because when you try out new things, that is a breakthrough for you. And the silence, the star here, you go in and you maybe you widen your horizon, right? You widen your horizon. Let's look at the last one. Yeah, when you try out new things and you expand your horizon, you are becoming a new version of yourself each and every time. And of course, also when you understand your origin, how you are sensitive to different types of energy, different types of taste, different types of food. Each time you renew yourself. So this was a beautiful reading from the sense of taste. Let me see, the clinging to the past, trying to lurk out. And when you release your past experience, and the lovers want to come out too. So when you release your past experiences, that is when you start to love trying out new things in your life. And when you try out new things in your life, you regenerate your cells and you level up. Yeah. Okay, thank you so much for watching this video. Thank you for those who watch it to the end. And I'll see you again in another reading. Bye for now.